Okay, so welcome back to another session of the Relaxing Fertility Yoga sponsored by the Fertility Partnership. My name is Julie, and my invitation to you really is always the same, which is just that I really want to invite you to practice with compassion for every aspect of yourself. So for your mind, for your body, for wherever you might be at in your journey right now. In any way. And as always, please listen to your body. So at the end of the day, I'm just in front of the screen. And so you know your body. And if something doesn't feel right to you, please don't ever feel that you have to do that. And likewise, if you feel like you really want to pursue something in addition to what we're doing in the class, that's also always fine. These sessions are geared towards people going through IVF, but that doesn't mean that everything that we do in here is solely focused on fertility. At the end of the day, these classes very much are about relaxing and trying to calm down, which is a very important part of a fertility journey, and also just breathing more and getting more oxygen into the body. So I was just mentioning that I am currently in Italy at my partner's family's home here. And it is nearing dinner time in Italy right now, which means that you might occasionally hear some noise coming from the kitchen downstairs, despite the Zoom suppression being on high. So apologies for that, but any external sounds, so whether they come from my end or whether they come from yours, if you've got some pets running around or some really loud neighbors, try to just let it all be vibration. So just not good, not bad, but just part of being alive here in this moment right now. So tonight we're going to focus a little bit on the neck and on the shoulders, and doing different things to help release this region, in addition to some of the usual moves that we like to do when we're looking at things like fertility. So we'll always try to throw in a few things for the hip. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say. We'll start with a centering and breathing exercise, and then we'll move into our warm-ups. And then from there, we will flow through some different movements and do a little relaxation at the end. So to begin, you can either sit or lie down. It is totally your call. So whether you want to sit up nice and tall, please feel free to use any props that you have available to you, or whether you prefer to lie down. So if you are doing this in the evening, and especially if it's been after work, definitely lie down. So when you do come to lie down, oh yeah, well, I've also got this is not my yoga mat, by the way. This is my super snazzy find in the upstairs where things come to rest, I think, in this house. So just to say, this is not my amazing style or anything like that. This very 80s speedo-y, well, I hesitate to call it a yoga mat. So just putting it out there, this is my makeshift studio at the moment. So, right, so if you are lying down, feel free to come down in one of two ways. So you can either bend your knees, placing the soles of your feet on the floor, or you can extend your legs all the way out, letting them flop and splay. Just find what feels right to you. If you have lower back sensitivities, bending the knees is always going to be a little more comfortable, and it's going to ease the lower back compared to if you extend the legs, which sometimes can put a little more pressure on the lower back. So again, always just listen to your body and what it's telling you in this moment, not what you think it should do, but actually just what is happening right now. Okay. So just find the position that feels the best to you. And then once you find that, Just close your eyes. And take a few deep inhales through the nose with exhales, sighing or blowing the air out of the mouth. And just do that a few times. Inhaling calm, exhaling, sighing out, letting go of any stress or any tension. And then take the awareness and just let your natural breath take over, and notice your breath and notice where it lands in your body. And then take the awareness and just bring it to your face and start to soften and relax through the forehead, down along the corners of the eyes and the corners of the mouth. Loosen the jaw. And then from here, just keep taking that awareness all the way down. Just imagine that there's just this calming energy coming down over your face, over your shoulders, coming all the way down through your hands and your fingers. Imagine it rolling all the way down your body, coming even all the way down into your feet and into the tips of your toes, just letting your body start to almost breathe a sigh of relief, just the body coming down, melting down, relaxing into this moment. And from here, let's do something that we sometimes do in these classes, which is let's begin this session today with an energy of gratitude. Studies show that gratitude really has the ability to affect our brains and to some degree the structure of our brains, these neural pathways. And when we practice gratitude, we actually start to feel happier and more content with what we have. And so I just want to invite you to think about what is going well in your life right now. And if you are currently in an IVF cycle, I also would like to invite you to imagine that this is going well. So there are many studies that show that this idea of positive thinking but I like to talk about it more in terms of visualization, especially in terms of the mind-body connection, that there is an impact with what we visualize. So when we start to visualize things going well in our bodies, things are more likely to go well. When we start to imagine, it's the same for athletes. Studies show that athletes who imagine pumping weights in addition to pumping weights actually gain 25% more muscle mass than those who don't visualize. And likewise, basketball players who imagine hitting every free throw have a higher free throw average than those who don't. And so I just really want to invite you in this moment to really practice this sense of gratitude for what's going well, and to practice gratitude even for the IVF drugs that are allowing you to go through this process, and for whoever is helping you with this, whether it's a partner or doctors or your support network. And really also to thank your body, for going on this journey, for taking on something that is difficult. And we can, everything in life is how we frame it. We could frame it that the body failed, which a lot of people say that, or we can frame it at, wow, the body is so miraculous that it's still here, it's still doing all of these different things, it's coping, and we can visualize our bodies thriving. And so, okay, that's enough talk about that. So I just want you to take the next minute or so and just really build within yourself this sense of what's going well right now. What are you grateful for? What's going well? Or maybe it's a moment to reframe and consider, oh, wow, no, this is going well. So just give yourself, again, a minute or so, and just breathe and bring into your awareness all of these different things that are going well in your life right now, just whatever comes to you. All right. And just start to bring your gratitude list or your gratitude visualization to a pause, and know that this is the kind of thing that you can come back to all the time, anytime, before bed at night, when you wake up in the morning. If you're in the car, if you're stuck in traffic, you can always come back to these types of practices. So let's bring our gratitude to the breath. And let's start to deepen the breath. So we're going to inhale through the nose and take the breath down into the belly so that the belly rises with the inhale. And then exhale out the nose and feel the belly roll back towards the spine. And again, we inhale, feel the belly rise. Exhale, feel the belly fall. And then deepen the breath further. Inhale through the nose, fill up, belly, ribs, chest, expanding all the way up through the inhale. Exhale out the nose, chest, ribs, and belly contract. So we inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. And this 3-part breath is known as a Dirga breath. So if you're newer to yogic breathing, just stay with this. Otherwise, if you're familiar, you might come into an ujjayi or an ocean wave sounding breath. But if you don't know what that is, don't worry about it tonight. So we're just going to keep breathing here. And take about 2 or 3 more slow, deep breaths. Just giving your body, your lungs, your mind this chance to keep coming down. All right. Take another breath here. And start to mentally ready yourself for movement. Oh, and just in your own time and in your own way, draw some movement back into your body. Just let yourself stretch, roll around, yawn, sigh, just do whatever feels good to you. All right. And then from here, we're going to slowly bring ourselves up to seated. So if you were lying down, just go ahead and again bring yourself up to a nice seated position. Try to cross your legs if you're able. You can also, again, you can sit up onto something. So if you struggle to sit up here, so if you feel like you're being drawn back, if your knees go up really high, these are things that sometimes happen if the hip flexors are tight or if we have lower back sensitivities. So please feel free to even sit up onto something like a pillow or a folded up blanket, something that's just going to elevate your sits bones. Okay, and then from here, let's take an inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, release down. And again, inhale, lift. And exhale down. And one more, inhale, lift. And then exhale, take your right hand, bring it down towards the side. Let your left arm reach across. Inhale back up through center and exhale over to the other side. Take a few more. We're just going to take it side to side. I really want you to focus on stretching out through the side of the body. I don't know if you can hear the dog downstairs. If you can, sorry. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale across. Go one more to each side. Inhale, take it all the way back up through center, and then interlace your fingers, turn up through the palms, take a big, big stretch up to the sky. Oh. Oh. And then turn up through your knuckles. And drop your left hand down and bring your right hand to that elbow. So left hand just coming towards the spine. We start with a little tricep stretch here. Nothing masochistic. We're just holding that stretch. And then we're just going to take a little lean to the right side. So we're pushing out through the left side of the ribs. And there you're going to start to feel your shoulder a little bit. And inhale, come back up through center. Interlace the fingers, bring them behind your head. Take an inhale here. Exhale, tuck the chin in towards your chest. Let your elbows fall down to the sides of your head. So you're just starting to now, again, keep the rest of your spine straight, but chin to the chest, elbows hanging down to the sides of the head. Already hopefully feeling a little bit of a stretch into the back of the neck there. Let's take an inhale. And then exhale, turn to peek under the right armpit. And inhale back through center. And exhale to the left. Inhale center. Exhale right. Just getting that side stretch through the neck. Inhale center. And exhale left. And inhale center, lift the head, lift the heart. And then we're going to drop the right hand down towards the spine, and that left hand comes across and holds the elbow. So we just start with that little tricep stretch. And then we exhale and we take it across. Okay, and then take it back up through center, and then just take your arms back up to the sky. We're going to do one more thing here, interlacing the fingers, but keep the knuckles pointing up this time. And then from here, I just want you to start to circle around a little bit. In your shoulders, in your upper back. Go the other way. Take one more. And then take it all the way up and gently release your arms down. And we're going to warming up the back and the shoulders a little bit. Again, we're going to just keep things pretty gentle for the most part. So from here, we're going to inhale, take the heart forward, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the chin into the chest and round back. And again, inhale, heart forward, shoulders back. And exhale, chin to the chest and round back. One more. And then inhale, take the heart forward, and we're just going to scoop around through the torso, like the torso is scooping out a jar. So we're just circling around here. And go the other way. couple more. Okay. And then bring it all the way back up to center. Now, before we take it into a little bit more dynamic movement, we're going to do something that we've done here quite a few times over the last couple of years. Or at least over the last year. So this is an exercise for your vagus nerve, so VAGUS. And the vagus nerve is a cranial nerve that actually is the largest cranial nerve that comes wandering through the body. It comes all the way down into the gut. And what we're going to do here is this exercise that helps to help release any stress within that part of the nervous system. So in the same way that we can become habituated to storing stress in certain parts of the body, so some people might really hold it up in their shoulders or in their neck, you know, they kind of turn into turtles, or some people get tummy aches or headaches. The vagus nerve is another stress storage point, and that's one that we don't necessarily always, or we're not necessarily able to consciously recognize. So in the same way that if you hold your shoulders up, or if you get really, again, tummy aches, if you get tummy aches when you're stressed, et cetera, you're more likely to be able to put two and two together. So this exercise, it's an eye movement exercise, which sounds ridiculous, but there is a physiological component to this. It's not some kind of woo-woo thing. There's real hard science behind this. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take a bit of a measure of how things are right now in the neck and the shoulders, because the neck and the shoulders are very much affected by the vagus nerve. Sorry, I just need to tie what small amount of hair I have here back, because it's very hot in southern Italy right now. Actually, I don't know why I'm also wearing this jumper. That's kind of silly too. Sorry. So, all right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to sit up nice and tall. Okay, so just sit up tall, and then close your eyes and start to turn your head to one side. And just notice how it feels. Notice where the tension points are, how far the head turns, if the shoulder lifts up. And inhale back through center. And exhale over to the other side. Oh, and again, just notice where the tension points are. All right, and then bring it back to center. Now, we're actually going to lie down for this exercise. So just come on down onto your back. And bend your knees, and you've got two options here. You can either keep your arms at your sides, or if it's comfortable for you, interlace your fingers behind your head. That's a traditional way of doing this particular exercise. But I know some people don't like that. They get uncomfortable on their knuckles. So again, just listen to what serves you. Now, again, this exercise can feel very strange if you've never done it before, okay? So we're going to have the nose pointing straight up to the sky, to the ceiling, like there's a puppet string from the tip of your nose upward. And we are not going to disturb that puppet string, okay? We keep the puppet string nice and taut. So at no point are we turning the head. The head stays totally straight, okay? And then in a moment, we're going to move the eyes to one corner, and we're going to hold that for a while. Now, you can blink, let yourself blink. There's no problem in blinking. It's normal for it to be a little uncomfortable if you've never done it before. And you might find that you start to get some vasovagal responses. So things like yawning, sighing, swallowing. These are all really normal. Taking a deep breath. These are all really normal responses. Just allow for them. So if you start to yawn, if you start to sigh, If you need to breathe more, like just let yourself do whatever naturally comes, okay? So what we're going to do, again, start with your face, or your face stays where it is. So your face is straight up, eyes looking up. Connect into your breath. And then from here, you're going to turn your eyes to the right as far as you can. So both eyes going to the right corners. So you'll probably end up looking up kind of towards your ceiling or the upper part of a wall. Oh, we're just going to hold that. You might see a little bit over the tip of your nose there, the bridge of your nose. And again, allow for any natural responses that come, and don't worry if they don't, but just allow for it. Okay, and then take another moment here. And then take your eyes back to center. If you want to close them, that's fine at center. Oh, and just allow again for anything that naturally comes. So if you need to sigh, yawn, swallow, just give yourself the space to do that. Okay, now you're going to take your eyes and bring them to the left. So take your eyes out to the left corners. Sometimes it helps to fixate on a spot on the wall or the ceiling. And we just breathe and allow. Okay, take the eyes back to center. And again, just allow for any responses. Okay. And then from here, we're going to draw the knees in towards the chest, take your hands up to your knees and cross your ankles. And then from here, gently rock all the way up to seated. And then when you come back up to seated again, just sit up nice and tall in the same way that you did earlier. And then close your eyes and just taking that measurement again, turn your face to one side. Just notice if it goes a little further, if any of the tension is released at all. And take it through center and over to the other side. And again, just check in. Bring it back to center. So that is the basic vagus nerve release exercise. There are many different vagus nerve release exercises. Almost all of them involve moving the eyes to the corners. It's just different positions that you can put your body into. And if you found that helpful, just, it's the kind of thing that takes 2 minutes. You don't even have to do the before and after measurement. I just like to do that in classes, just so people can gauge whether or not they've felt any change. But really, it's just 1 minute to each side or thereabouts. So anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute or a minute and a half. Just if you feel a release as you get used to that exercise, you'll start to notice when you have that moment that it releases, and then you can switch to the other side. So that's the kind of thing that's very, very easy to incorporate into a day. Again, just like gratitude, it's the kind of thing that takes a couple minutes. So if you found it helpful, great. I usually find about 2/3 of my clients really find it helpful, and then another third don't seem to get anything from it. And that's if you don't get anything from it, that might just mean that you're not as stressed within your nervous system as the rest of us. So that's a good thing. That's a great thing. Okay. Otherwise, you might get that little release. I get the release for sure when I do that. So yeah. All right. Let's move a little bit more here. So we're going to inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, hinge forward from the hips, take the hands out in front of you, and then roll over your knees. And from here, I'm just going to turn myself around. It's very useful, sticky, not at all, Matt. And we're going to roll it back into a child's pose. We're going to bring the belly over the thighs, the forehead down, relax the arms. Just let yourself sigh out here in child's. And then start to lift the head, lift the heart, come up onto your fingertips and spread your fingers nice and wide out in front of you. And then roll up towards your hands, curl the toes under behind you, send your hips back, roll your shoulders back. And then from here, take a little walk of your downward facing dog. So you're just going to bend one knee and then the other, walking it out, walking it out, walking it out. So we're just feeling that stretch in our down dog. Wow, this mat is actually probably more of a liability to me in that pose. Just gonna use the floor. Okay. Okay, push it back into your full expression of downward dog. Roll the shoulders back, send your hips back. Oh, feel that stretch. And something that might feel a little silly, but I want you to go for it. So just want you to start to jiggle your legs a little bit. So just a little bit of bouncing up into your up into your legs. So we're just going to wiggle the legs, a little bouncing, jiggling, and imagine that you're just starting to break up any blocked energy. It will get a little tiring. Take a few more. And push back into your full expression of that down dog, so you can bring the jiggling to a pause. And then look up towards your hands, bend your knees, and either step one foot and then the other forward, or bend the knees and take a little hop forward. Okay. And then slowly start to roll up, lift your sits bones, keep your knees soft, and then just gently ragdoll your body all the way up towards towards standing. Sorry, I'm losing the ability to speak here. Okay, I'm just going to adjust my screen. All right. Okay, and then from here, start to, sorry, it's very warm here. I'm just trying to find ways of cooling down. Okay, so from here, we're going to come up to standing, bring the feet to hip distance, Then from here, take a big inhale, lift your arms up. Oh, and exhale, release down. And again, inhale, lift. And exhale down. And one more. Inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, release your arms down. From here, start to roll the shoulders up. And exhale them down and back. And then we're going to, and sorry for all the shadows. Again, this isn't my usual space here. This is just, again, my partner's parents' house, the loft in their house. So we're going to bring our feet to hip distance. And I want you to really feel the balls, the sides, and the heels of your feet. So, and just notice what your habit is. If you tend to stand into one side more than the other, and then try to even it out as best you can. And then from there, once you've evened it out a little bit, we're just going to, I can't get out of these shadows. Oh well, I'm gonna give up on that. Okay, we're going to shift the weight a little bit, foot to foot, leg to leg. And then shift your weight into your right foot. And again, just shift it evenly as you can across. So you're shifting into the ball, the side, the heel of that foot. You're going to use your right hand to counterbalance. If you need to use a wall, please feel free to use a wall. And then you're going to pick your left foot up into your left hand. And then swing your right arm up into the sky. Okay, and then from here, we take an inhale. And then exhale, hinge forward from your hips, reach that right hand out like you want to shake somebody's hand with it. And then you're going to lift that left leg up and back behind you. So we're not only opening the quad, but we're helping to open the chest and the shoulder as well. Deep breaths. And then inhale, start to tip it all the way back up through center. And exhale, release your feet all the way down. Let's take an inhale, roll the shoulders up. Exhale them down and back. And then interlace your fingers behind your back. You're going to take the arms back and pop your chest. So we take an inhale here. And then exhale, put a little bend in your knees. And hinge forward from your hips. And let's hang the head, hang the arms. Let those interlaced fingers hang back and away from your lower back. And if this is enough, stay here. If you want a little more, you can start to stir the air behind you with your knuckles. So knees and hips not invited, just the shoulders isolating in these circles. Head is heavy. And take it the other way. And take it all the way back to center. Draw your hands back down. Unwind your fingers. Oh, and reverse the swan dive up to the sky. Exhale. Release your arms down. Inhale, roll the shoulders up. Exhale them down and back. And again, find your grounding, find your foundation through your feet, zip up through the pelvis, zip up through the core, tuck in the tailbone. And we're just going to shift the weight a little bit, foot to foot again, leg to leg. And shift the weight into that left leg this time. Use your left hand to counterbalance, or please feel free to use a wall. We're going to pick up that right foot and then lift the left arm up to the sky. Take a big inhale here, squaring forward, and exhale, hinge forward. Oops, hold on. Sorry about that. Hinge forward from the hips, reaching that left hand out like you want to shake somebody's hand with it, lifting that right leg up and back behind you, opening up through the shoulder, through the chest. And now lift all the way back up. And exhale, release down. And then from here, let's take an inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale. And again. And then one more, inhale, lift all the way up. And then exhale, swan dive and hinge forward from your hips. Hang your head, hang your arms. So you're coming into Uttanasana or into standing forward fold. And just really let your head be heavy here. Let your arms be heavy. Give your head a few shakes, yes. And a few shakes, no. And again, yes, yes, yes. Ah. And no, no, no. And then just hang down. Take a couple more deep breaths here. So Uttanasana is a fantastic pose for helping to physiologically relax the body. Take another breath here. And then start to bend your knees. Take your hands down towards the ground and just wherever you are on your mat, start to walk yourself back into a downward facing dog. So if you need to walk your feet forward or walk your feet back. So this is where we were earlier. This is somewhat where we started. Okay. And just find your down dog. Oh, and then we're going to walk the feet wide. So if you're using a yoga mat, your toes will be on the edge of your big toes will be on the edge of the mat with the other toes dangling off. If you're not using a yoga mat, just wider than your hips, wider than your shoulders. And you're going to push it back into this wide angle variation on a downward dog. Okay, now if you want a slightly more advanced option, and again, that's only if your body is feeling up for this. If you are feeling up for this, you're going to really have your left hand nice and spread out on the ground. Then you're going to take your right hand and just take a little cross under the body, taking your right hand towards your left ankle. So we get that nice twist for the shoulders. Then we take the right hand back, spread the fingers out nice and wide. We're going to do the same to the other side. So left hand coming to the right ankle or to the right calf. And then take it back. And then push back into your full expression of down or that wide angle down dog. Oh, and then exhale, roll forward. You're going to bring your big toes together. So your knees are a little bit wide. So you're rolling forward, taking your knees down. Bring your big toes together behind you and take your bottom back towards your heels and just take your forehead down. So you're coming into a wide angle child's pose. And let yourself sigh out there. Sometimes it feels nice just to sway or wiggle a little bit side to side. And slowly start to walk yourself all the way back up. And then from here, just unwind your legs out in front of you. Just go ahead and unwind them and give them a little shake out. So we just shake, 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 shake. Okay. And then from here, let's slowly come all the way down onto the back. Okay. And then once you come down onto your back, you have a couple options here. So you can either just let yourself flop out, splay, if that feels okay to you. Otherwise, bend your knees, place the soles of the feet on the floor. That will be easier if you, again, have any lower back sensitivities. Oh, and if you want, you can also, ooh, that was hot. If you can also just take a moment to stretch out. Oh. Okay. And then from here, we're just going to do one last little relaxation technique. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to scrunch up your fist, scrunch up your toes, to scrunch up your face, to clench even your bottom cheeks, just really tighten up everything that you can tighten up. And we're going to do this at least 3 times, probably about 3 times. And we're going to tighten everything up and we're going to hold it. And then we're just going to exhale and just let everything go super loose, super relaxed, okay? So let's do this now. So we're going to scrunch up the feet, scrunch up the fist, scrunch up the face, just make everything tight. Take a breath, inhale, tighten, tighten, tighten. Hold the breath. And just let everything out. And you can do the noise. You can stick your tongue out. Just let it out. We're going to do it twice more. Inhale, tighten everything up. Hold it. And let it all out. And one more, tighten everything up. Hold it. And release. Oh, and just sigh out a few times. Okay. And then from here, close your eyes. And I just want to invite you to come back again to that sense of gratitude. And take a moment to thank your mind and your body for moving through this practice today, and just offer a sense of gratitude to yourself for taking this hour to practice self-care and nourishment. Maybe even send some gratitude to the space you're in, whether it's your home or wherever you might be. And start to deepen your breath. And draw some movement back into your fingers and your toes. And gently roll to one side. Also just pause here with gratitude for this earth that gives us our home. And gently bring yourself all the way back up to seated. Once you come back up to seated, just take your hands into prayer. Gently bow, honoring your body, your light, your practice in this earth. Thank you so much for coming this evening. Okay.